Darth Vader would like to distribute pain and suffering around the galaxy. What is Darth Vader's hidden identity? It's time to uncover the truth. Darth Maul uses the Death Star to distribute pain and suffering to all in her path. Observe the deadly ray as Darth Maul unleashes the awesome destructive power. Here we go. Pew! Pew! Boom! Venus, gone. Earth, with all its puny inhabitants, gone. Darth Maul and the Death Star can teach us something about math. They can teach us about the distributive property. Using the distributive property is like having two multiplication problems written kind of as one. So this problem right here turns into 3 times x and 3 times 5. And the result is 3x plus 15. Problem 5 right here, the 7 distributes to the 9k, and the 7 distributes to the 6m also. 7 times 9 is 63, put a k with that. 7 times 6 is 42, put an m with that. 2/10 distributes to 3b and to minus 15c. 2/10 times 3 is just 6/10 b, and 15 times 2/10 is 3, like that. Okay, that's all. 2/3 times 6, 2/3 times 9, 2/3 times 21. 2/3 times 6. You're going to cross cancel 6 and 3, 2 and 1. So that will be 4e. 2/3 times 9. Cancel the 9, cancel the 3. 9 becomes a 3, 3 becomes a 1. 2 times 3 is 6f. 2/3 times 21. Cancel that, becomes a 7, that becomes a 1. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, that's what that turns into because you took 2/3 of all of the original things. This whole page is practice problems. I want you to write all of it down. I'll do extra credit for you if you have pencil and paper. Even if you don't want the extra credit, please write it down. This 4 distributes to the 1 and to the 9x. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. Bring the x with it. Can these two be put together? Nope. Because 36 has an x and 4 does not. 6 distributes to negative 5n. 6 distributes to 7. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30n. 6 times 7 is 42. These are unlike terms. First term has a variable and the second term does not. 2 times 9m is 18m. 2 times 10 is 20. Do not combine those. Negative 6 times a is negative 6a. Negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 7 is 28. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, this can be a little more confusing, but remember your rules of multiplication with negative and positive. So good things happen to good people, and that's good. Good things happen to bad people, and that's bad. Bad things happen to good people, and that's bad. Bad things happen to bad people, and that's good. So here, a negative times a negative is going to be a positive 16p. A negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. When you have a negative in front like this right here, what you need to do is think about it like you're distributing a negative 1. So think about, go ahead and cross it off if you want and do negative 1 and then distribute negative 1 to that and to that. So negative 1 times negative 2 is 2p. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. Now let's do that problem again with a little bit different way to look at it. This is called distributing the negative. If you want to think about it like subtracting a negative makes it positive, that's cool, but do it for both of the terms inside. The negative cancels the first negative, and this negative cancels the second negative as well. So this negative, it's telling you subtract everything that's inside the parentheses, right? Here's your parentheses. So you're subtracting the 2p, which turns out to be subtracting 2p, and you're subtracting 5, which turns out to be minus 5. When you have a negative in front, it's a sign changer. It changes the sign of everything that's inside the parentheses. When you have a problem like this, start here. You're starting with multiplication because multiplication comes before subtraction. You are distributing 5 to the 9 and 5 to the, to the 9n, and you're distributing 5 to the 45. So you're doing 10 minus 45n minus, so this negative right here, it comes with the 5 to make negative 45. And then you're subtracting a negative, which means adding a positive. So that's one way to work that problem. I prefer to do that problem like this. I'll show you what I mean. I prefer to do negative 5 and just to treat everything in here like a multiplication problem. Negative 5 times 9 is negative 45n. And negative 5 times negative 9, because I'm going to count these two together. So the negatives are going to cancel, so it will be plus 45. Bring the 10 straight down. Combine like terms. There's no variable here or here. Those are constant terms. Negative 45n plus 55. That's all you can combine with that particular problem. Distribute the negative first. If it helps you think of it as negative 1, go ahead and put a 1 in there. Negative 2n, and then inside the parentheses the 9 is positive, but when you distribute the negative to it, it becomes minus 9. And inside the parentheses that's minus 10, but you're subtracting minus 10, so really you're doing minus negative 10. And then when you're subtracting a negative, it's like adding a positive. The negatives cancel. Then combine like terms. Here you have n and n, and there is only one constant term. 10n minus 2n is 8n minus 9. Distribute the negative 7 to the n and to the 3. Distribute the negative 8 to the 1 and to the 8n. Negative 7 times n is negative 7n. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 8n is minus 64n. Combine like terms. 64 is negative, 7n is negative. Combine those two negatives and get negative 71n. Negative 21, negative 8 is negative 29. Put those two together. But do not combine those two because one term has a variable and the other term is a constant term with no variable. Distribute the negative first. 9x minus 4x minus 3. Remember, when there's a negative, in front of the parentheses, it changes the sign of everything that was inside the parentheses. The 4 was positive, the 3 was positive, but the subtraction sign in front of the parentheses changes them both to negatives. Combine like terms, 9x minus 4x is 5x minus 3. This page, I'm going to stop the video before each problem and let you work on it, and then make each problem into a question. Then I'll show you the answers. Negative 4 times negative 8 is 32. X. Negative 4 times negative 8 is positive 32. Negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times negative 5. Negative 3x plus 15. 5 times 1. 5 times 2v is 5 plus 10v. Negative 7 times 5k. Negative 7 times negative 4. Negative 35k plus 28. Negative 6 times 7, negative 6 times x. Negative 42 minus 6x. Negative 5 times 10x is negative 50x. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. Remember, those negatives cancel. Negative 5 times 7, negative 35a. Negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. Distribute the 4 to the x and to the 3. Distribute the negative to the 3x and to the minus 8. 4x minus 12 minus 3x plus 8. Combine like terms. 4x minus 3x is x. Negative 12, positive 8 is going to be minus 4. Distribute the 3 to the x. Distribute the 3 to the 3. Distribute the negative to the 2x. Distribute the negative to the 4. 3x plus 9 minus 2x minus 4. Combine like terms. 3x minus 2x is x. Plus 9 minus 4 is going to be plus 5. Distribute the negative to the 6 and to the 11. Minus 6x plus 11 plus x minus 4. Combine like terms. Minus 5x plus 7. Distribute the negative to the 8x and to the minus 1. 2x minus 8x plus 1 minus 15. Combine like terms. Please let me know if you have questions. Please let me know if you didn't do well and you would like to redo it. Remember, extra credit for a picture of your work for emailing it to me. Thank you.